go to Nairobi. The first work I succeeded to get, my uncle called me and I was able to get a job, of course, which are the first money that I received. The first money I received within 1 week, it was 10,000 1 week. But I remember it was so painful for me because the first salary which I get, the first, I drank everything. And from that time, my uncle, the sister, gave up in my way of helping me. But even I did not help my parents, not even with a cent. I drank all. Within 2 days, I went home without anything. And that is where my life started now going down. But I continue to be in Nairobi, struggling so much, working as a construction, Mjengo, J, is what I started with. But everything that I received, money, I used all. I tried to come out of that situation, but I was not able. I continued like this, using money, drinking, receiving. At the weekend, I used all. That was my life in Nairobi. I changed that job. I started the business with my brother. And also, I continued this. I started making the business of my brother going down, because I used to think every profit that I was getting. So my work was just drinking, just making my business of my brother going down. Sometimes he's the one who was keeping me in Nairobi. But I started even fighting with him. By the way, I slapped him so much. But for sure, I felt that I'm like useless. And that's the time I decided to go back to the village, which is in Iriamurai, to try to see whether I can be able to come out of my situation of addiction. But when I came back, that is the year 2010, because I went in Nairobi in 2004. In 2010, I went back to the village, but it gets worse because I have plantation of mira. My friends and they have a lot of mira, so I start working in those shabas of mira, and I have my own mira. So I started going deep in my addiction. Kila siku ni kunywa tu hakuna. I didn't have relationship in my parents. I didn't have friends in my home. Nothing. I was living alone. I used to cook. I have nilikuanga na naitwa nyungu, my pot. I had my pot. I was cooking myself. Yeah, I lived alone. The only friend I had was my father, because my father never, he didn't give up in me. Despite what I was doing, he sticked in me. So that was the only friend I had. And let me say I struggled so much because I didn't have, I was hopeless, man. I was just living because there is life. Because when I went back in home, I met my friend far away. My age mate, already married. They are doing a lot of things. They are living very good life. So because of this, I felt like I'm useless. And I started living just the life of drunkard. Yeah. I was just, and even the society, I was not accepted in the society because they knew me as nothing, as a person who has no vision. And because of that, I took that even in my heart, that I am nothing. So I didn't care anything. I could speak nonsense even in front of a lot of people. Even I was passing through there in church in front of Iriamurai, and I speak nonsense passing there because I did it. I was just living, waiting to die, yeah, to die. Because I tried a lot to commit suicide for sure. I tried, yeah. I took the dangerous poison, not 1 time, 3 times, but even 5 times. But God saved me from all those. I didn't know that time that God was trying to save me, but whenever I took the poison, even the doctors in Kiriti, the nurses in Kiriti, they started complaining, why this guy is not dying? Because now it's around 5 times. Eh? And every person who is brought here taking this kind of poison, he never succeeded. But this guy is succeeding always. Now it's about 4 times. But until that time, I was speaking nonsense even to the nurses because I didn't have expereince. I didn't have hope. But by the grace of God, when I was struggling with all this tuition, waiting for death, I remember always when I was drunk, coming from Keretira, I was passing most of the time passing through the center of the road because I wanted the car to pass with me. But the drivers, when they saw me, they came out and slapped me. They called me Mulevi. Lakini for me, it was not the Ulevi. It was not Ulevi. I knew what I wanted because I wanted to live. Yeah, because I felt so guilty. I was wacha niwaambie mimi nilikuwa I was nothing. Yeah. I can see the heart of God to me. Yeah. I am not rich with the material things, but what I am, I feel like a richest man because I feel good. I feel good for what God has done in my life. Yes, from there, the grace of God came in Kenya and met me when I was loitering there, waiting for my death. Yeah. And Fazenda arrived in Kenya and I had a volunteer who was called Sarah. I think some guys knew Sarah there. He was a volunteer of ACRI, NGO. She is living there in Iriamurai. At that time, when I was passing there, I met with missionaries. She introduced me to the missionaries of Fazenda the first time. But also when she was introducing me to them, I was so drunk. I remember the first day, they received me with a lot of love, of which that love touched me so much. But it was the voice of God. It was the work of God. The first day, I visited them and I went back home. But the second day, I came again and I met 2 brothers who was the first guys. I met 2, Paul and Gabriel. I met them and they asked me, the missionaries, they asked me if I need the help. But for sure, for me, it was like crazy because to accept Fazenda, for sure, I didn't know even the word Fazenda means what. they say we are the missionaries of Fazenda. What is Fazenda? I don't know Fazenda. Even the name itself, I didn't know what it means by Fazenda, because Fazenda is the word in Portuguese. But I accepted it halfway, 50-50, because for sure, for me, I accepted it because I wanted some money, you see, because Wazungu, I followed Wazungu, the one Wazungu. But I did not follow, I followed them because I said, I was saying, I said to myself, hapa siku moja hapa hawa wazungu lazima nipate elfu moja kwa siku, unaona. That was in my mind that pombe nitakunywa sasa, hata ikiwa ndogo sana, kapa mbili siwezi kosa hapa kila siku wazungu. So I did it, but when I went to them to prepare, because that time they were going where Fazenda is, where you are now, it was so bad. So they started, it was the first 2 weeks when they arrived in Kenya. The first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. So they were going from Iriamurai to come over to prepare the Fazenda, to make the Fazenda. And I went with them, so I accepted to be Fazenda. By the way, I did interview with Ivan. Ivan is there, has been helping for me so much. I accepted it. And I remember when I was in chapel, the first time when I entered in Fazenda, in that chapel, it is in Iriamurai. It was used by the sisters, nuns. When I went, we went the first time because I didn't know what to adoration, what is adoration. I didn't know what is adoration. I just hearing about adoration. But the first day when I entered in that chapel, for sure I felt that this is the place I was needed. This is the place I needed to be. The first day, I remember very well. I felt something that even I cannot explain, because I felt that the hope come back to me. I felt that. I couldn't tell anybody, but I felt that I am close to Jesus that day. That day, the first day, because I was living there. I was hopeless. So when I felt the presence of Jesus that day. So from that day, I started feeling the family. And I started feeling that I didn't feel to change, but I felt something entered in my heart. And I felt happiness back to me. Like that, every day, rosary, and the word of God started entering to me, and I started feeling the happiness, and the hope started coming back to me. With struggling, because there is struggling to adapt, to accept. In Fazenda, I think it's not so easy, but I tried all my best to accept, to struggle, to live the word. For sure I did. I was not living the word when I was outside. But in Fazenda, I started living the word. What is living the word? I started with some little things. I can remember we started with the act of love. That's what I started with, the cleaning the plate. Every day we were fighting to clean it is me, because I didn't know any way to live the world, only the washing the plate there. But the more days are passing, I started getting some another ways of loving, like this. and the life started coming back to me, slowly by slowly, slowly by slowly, and I felt that I brought back my hope of life. But for sure, it was not so easy because when I was in Fazenda, I struggled so much because sometimes I felt to give up. Because for sure, when I entered the first day in Fazenda, my father, who was the only friend, he got sick. Ivan knows that because Ivan had been helping for me so much that time. It was up to the first month, up to 8 months, I was like in Fazenda. I wanted the experience in Fazenda, but I wanted to go back home for my father. But I became, I, I became good when my father passed away when I was 8 months in Fazenda. From the beginning, I struggled with that burden up to 8 months. Uh, Wanted to give up, but the will of God in Fazenda was so deep to me. But when my father passed away, I decided to continue with the Fazenda in a deep way. And my pass away of Fazenda, my pass away of my father, it played a part so much for me to be in Fazenda up to today, because I felt that I did something to my father when he was alive, when he was passing through a difficult moment. And because of that, it was my secret, I'm telling you, but it played a part because I had agreement with God, because I didn't give my father love the last moment, and I was trying to live your word. I will continue up to today. And I think that is why even today, uh, I am doing it up to today. I did my experience in Fazenda, recuperation, until I finished. Until I finished, I succeeded to finish the experience, of which it is not easy. But by living the word every day, I was able to do it. After finishing my 1 year in Fazenda, it for sure there was not missionaries there, so the first guys to finish for me, I was having that willing to help a bit. And even Ivan, we asked Ivan, we can continue, and Ivan for sure told us that you can help, you can help me for sure. And we continued with Paul and our late brother Oswald, because Oswald was behind us with 1 month. So we continued like this to help. For me, I was having my own will, my plan, a lot of plan. As like you, I know you have a lot of plan after finishing 1 year. So I had a lot of plan for my what I will go out to go to to make a new life, to start a new life. But the will of God, I didn't recognize that the will of God was more powerful to me in Fazenda than my will. Because even now I have my will, but the will of God is more powerful than my will. Because for sure, everyone has his own will. But when you decide to follow the will of God, when you accept Jesus in you, you have to sacrifice yourself. You have to put apart your will and start following the will of God. And that's what I did. When I was doing my volunteering in Fazenda, there in Kenya, Father Louis, our president, passed through there And for sure, I asked if there is somebody who is willing to do the School of Missionaries in Brazil. He can do. And for sure, I was the first to say yes. Yeah. So I started that process of selling some product of Fazenda, asking the help from the church, sharing my experience, what I passed through in life to the Christians, and they contribute a bit of what they had to me. And even my own uncle contributed a lot through the WhatsApp group. The uncle that I was telling you, he blew away his hand to help me. He's the one who played a part to help me to come to do the School of Missionaries. Even the Ivan played a lot. Of course, that is normal for Ivan, struggling a lot. And I was able, by the will of God, the assistance of God, I was able to come here in Brazil, for sure. Even to come in Brazil. Yes, I arrived very well. Around 7 months ago now. 7 months ago. It was not easy. I like Brazil. I like the people. But because I am living the word of God, everything can be good. But difficulties never lack difficulties. Because when I arrived in Brazil, it was not easy for me. Because the language here is very difficult, so difficult to understand for sure. I think you can hear when Ivan is speaking there with our Vice President. Do you understand anything? I think nothing. Yeah, it's very hard. So, unasikia tu kaka redio ina hivyo. But I can hear now. I can hear a bit. Yeah, I can hear. So, even you are lucky. You are lucky because I can. We will help each other. And even you, I think you are the next to come. You have to hear the voice of God. So when I arrived in Brazil, I passed through difficult moments because, for sure, I had to stay with the guys like you. I have to stay with the guys who are going under the treatment. Yeah. Because I had to learn the language through them as a community life. It's very nice. But it's very difficult to stay with them because they are different culture. The different culture. For sure, I don't understand anything. They are telling me this. It was so hard for me because sometimes they say something I don't understand. I do this different, and I felt so. Sometimes I had a lot of judgment. They speak to me, but it was so hard for me, for sure. And that I wanted to give up. And I told him, Ivan, I'm willing to go back. That was around 2 months. I had 2 months or 1. I wanted to go back in Kenya because of the hardness of the language, word. But Ivan never knew, but he told me something which gave me power. And I realized myself, who I am and what I am doing. Because Ivan told me, yeah, it is true. It is true. You want to be the same like Thomas. Some guys know Thomas Missionary. Because you have to stay strong. You have to stay strong. You have to be patient, to adapt the guys. So, and Ivan told me one thing. When God gave you that chance, I know he cannot remember this, but he helped me to recognize myself. He told me, when God gave you that chance, responsibility, he knew you can. But no problem. If you want to come back, we will see what will happen. So that word of event that God gave you that responsibility, yeah, He knew you can. I went back and started thinking how I can deal with these guys I'm living with, because I was feeling so pain, because some they looked at they were hating me. I don't know why, but it's a way of addict people. So I started loving the girls. I started smiling to those guys I am living with them in the same room. It was so difficult because even I was not sleeping, because I felt so pain, because they speak about me always. But I started loving them, showing them the love, smiling to them. I started even washing their plate, and the things started changing. When I started showing them the love, the things started changing to me, and they started liking me. And we started sharing. Despite of my lack of understanding, they started giving me the happiness. So we became friends, and from that time, I started living the world with them. Happiness started, and I started learning through them. The life started changing here in Brazil, until I continued like this up to 4 months together with them before I went to start my school of missionaries there in other Fazenda. I went there to do the school of missionaries, and there I met with another difficulties, because I met another different people. I started passing difficulties there, and I told the responsible there, I want to go back in Guaratinguita. I want to go back in Guara. I don't want to continue. But I realized, I remembered then the way Ivan said. It's because of, I passed through this because of the language. The language, it makes me to feel that. But at the last, when I realized that love does not have limit. Love does not mean that you don't understand this. You can love in any condition. See. So one day when I was there, passing with a lot of thoughts, because for sure, this moment for me, I came to Brazil with a bit difficult because of this academia, the problem of the fires. So there is no going out. We are closed like this. It's difficult. So even there, it was more closed. We are living closed always, like you. But I realized that when I passed through this, I passed through one guy. I saw him working alone every day. So I decided to pass there. And that guy, I started sharing with him. And that guy, when I was sharing with him, he started drawing what he was closing himself. And he started crying when he was sharing to me. So even what I was thinking I am feeling difficult, I started listening to him to help him. He was crying because he was feeling pain to what he passed in life, and he was not able he didn't want to stay in Fazenda, but he wanted to stay, but it's difficult for him. So he was crying, telling me what he did in life, and now he wants to go. So I put my problem aside, and I started helping that guy. And at the last, that guy was so happy. He was crying now, the happiness, the cry of happiness instead of the before. What he was. And that day, he wrote a letter to his wife, and he asked his wife whether wife can accept to live in Fazenda together with him. That guy, he wrote a letter to his wife, asking her whether she can accept to be voluntario in Fazenda that day. And for me, it was so good for me because even what I was feeling hardness, the pain even me I was that day helped. Even I see the work of God. Yeah? Despite of my lack of language, I saw the work of God, and that guy, until now, he is in Fazenda. He is so happy, even today. So I continued this, another day. The guys who are coming, they have a lot of problem because they are coming from street. It's so difficult to stay in Fazenda. And I shared with one guy who wanted even to go another day. I speak to him the importance to be in Fazenda, the importance of the word of God. And that guy, after helping him, within 3 days, and that guy was so new. So don't even the new guy can help you. He can help you because that guy, after 3 days, even me, I passed through a difficult moment. And imagine the guy who was 5 days, he saw me from a distance that I am not in good condition. And that guy came to me and he asked me, what is the problem, Joshua? I can see you are not happy. So he started helping me, and I see another fruit. I did this, and now the guy who has only 1 week is the one who is giving me the one to continue. So the more you do good, the more that good coming back to you. So I continued like that. I finished my School of Missionaries in that Fazenda, and now I am back in Fazenda, the main Fazenda. Now I am in Warati Kita, and every day I am trying to live the word, because only the word can make you to be happy. The word can make you to continue with your experience. Only the word. That is what I'm trying to do in Brazil, or every day, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy to do so. To the act of love every day. I'm trying to do everything that I can be able to do to love. Now, despite of I'm not understanding the language. 3 days ago, they asked me to be a coordinator of the house, one house. And it was like, for me, it's difficult. And all the guys, they are so happy for me, but I don't understand language well. Now, they put me as a coordinator to help the guys. And for sure, it was hard. Like yesterday, the one of yesterday, I was so tired from the workshop, and I arrived in the kitchen, and the one of yesterday was speaking about to do more act of love, and I realized that. So after lunch, the guys here, to wash the plate, the water, they don't like this. They don't like this. This work is so hard for them. But for sure, I started doing this to them, doing this to them. And today, everybody wants to do this. Be an example. Everybody wants to do this. Everybody. So even I'm not washing my plate. When I finish like this, everybody want to wash. Bring everybody. And before, you are not doing this. So be an example. The other thing, the word of life in this month, I'm finishing now. By the way, I'm finishing. The word of this month is telling us about, what does it speak about? The word of who received you, received me. And who received me, received who sent me. Don't wait until the visitor to come. They are outside. Outside. Don't wait to see Jesus to receive Jesus. No. Jesus is your brother. This moment, we are passing through the difficult moment. We have no visitor. The no visiting day. Now this is the time you can receive Jesus, the apostle of Jesus, through your brother whom you are living. Try to encourage, try to help your brother, because for sure, this moment is so difficult for us. And this is what I'm doing here for now, every day, because the guys are willing to give up every time, because it's so difficult for sure. I know you can feel that, but for sure, be your brother's keeper for this moment. Yeah, receive Jesus. When brother has problem, when he's feeling the mood is down, try to help your brother. And through that, you are receiving Jesus. And that is what I am doing in Brazil. I am so happy to be here in Brazil, for sure, to be close to our founders, Nelson. I can see Nelson every time we ask, Pandu Ruiz, Cadino. We are always with them, and we are always sharing about Fazenda Kenya. For sure, it's a gift from God. So what I can ask you, my brothers, if you have the voice, listen to your voice. Yeah. If you feel we are all, we are called all, even you, not only one person, but you don't know why you came in, why you joined Fazenda. It is a call, even to you. You don't know what happened to you, because there is a lot of guys who are there outside suffering. You can be the one to help them. You don't know the plan of God. So the important is to feel what is in your, go out of you. Try to listen to the voice of God, to what God is saying. Because for sure we have our own will, but try to listen to the will of God. Maybe you are the one to help the others. Yeah. So my brothers, I think I'm going to live like that. Very soon, by the God, I think I will come back there, that I think we will going to share more and more. And what I can say is force and kamiana. That is what we used to say here. Force and kamiana. Force now you are in your experience. Effort. Be strong. Be brave. I can see the boundary there. It can be so helpful to you. I can see him, and parabéns, congratulations, Padre. I can see him, Mary. I see, can help you so much. Parabéns, because the first time he told me, I'm going to stay 3 months, I can see the work of God in you. Now, you are almost there. You see? So, everybody, it's a call. The way of following Jesus sometimes is so hard, but you find the more you open your heart, the more Jesus is entering to you. The more Jesus is giving you the light. But before, I can see a lot of guys there, new guys. So thank you, my brothers. I think I will leave you. I'm going to join guys there to work. Yeah. I can see, thank you so much, my brothers, for listening. We are together, my brothers. and we will share more and more and more and more and more. Yeah. Okay. So, for sure, to face the world, for sure, there is a challenge there outside. For sure, because I did it. And for sure, the most important thing for the act, you have to accept, for sure, you need to accept when you're lazy. Yeah. And you like to drink a lot. And this helped me so much, because I know until when I finished experience in Fazenda, I know that I like to drink. I like Kane so much. I like. And when I put it in my spirit that I like it, so I have an agreement within myself that I see it like a death to me. Because for sure, if I go back to this life, for sure, for me, it was my last chance. This is what I put in my mind. That I like this. So I will keep every time. I will keep every time away from this thing. And the first thing you have to understand your weakness. If you are not able to be strong when you go near this thing, you must be careful to visit this place. But for me, it was different, because for sure when I went out, you are friends. You are friends always. You are even your neighbors very close. You have your brothers, and they are using, for sure. You are the one who changed the life, but not the others. They don't know about the life. What the experience in Fazenda is only you have. But one secret I want to tell you is one, that don't hide even your friend. To say that I stopped this and I did this experience in Fazenda, and this is very nice to be open, even to be open even to your friend. Because they don't know where you are now. They don't know where you are. When you go back, they will receive you so much, because they don't know where you are. So it's your way to say the light. Lives. Tell somebody, when the time you didn't see me, I was trying to stop this problem of drinking. So be light. So be the light. Speak the truth, and the truth will set you free. Yeah. Tell person, I was in this 1 year, I was doing experience in a institution called Fazenda expereince, which is giving hope to us, and that is the way to be ambassadors of hope. Be the light, say the truth, and for sure, those guys, those people whom you are using the canal with, for sure they will not believe, but nobody will tempt you. No. They will start asking you advice to stop. But when you hide, when you keep quiet, when you don't say the truth, they will bring you down and put you back to the old life. That's what I can say, my brother.